Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another 2024 hypothetical prediction. In this one, we have Governor Wes Moore from the state of Maryland up against former President Donald Trump. So I think Wes Moore, he'd be a decent candidate. He would be a better candidate than Joe Biden to run. I think he would do well in energizing minority turnout. I think he would do well with black voters, as he's done in the Maryland governor's race. And he has a pretty high approval rating for a governor. So I think he would be a pretty decent candidate for the Democrats to run as a just in case candidate in a hypothetical. So let's get right in with this prediction. So, of course, I think he would win neighboring Virginia by over 10%. I think he would do well with in northern Virginia. He would energize black voters too, as well. Colorado would be safe blue as well. Alaska, I think it would just still remain as a safe red state. I don't think it would go to ranked choice voting because I think Trump will probably win the state by over 50%, so it wouldn't go to a second round. Iowa, on the other hand, I think it would still be safe red. I just think most Democrats really don't have a shot in Iowa going forward. Nebraska second would probably remain as a likely blue district. Ohio, I think Trump would still carry it by about 9%. I think it would go down a bit because Wes Moore, he's a younger candidate than Donald Trump, and he wouldn't have that age disadvantage that Biden has in a Trump matchup. So I think Wes Moore would do a bit better than Biden here, at least bring it down to a 9% loss. In Florida, he would keep Florida as a likely red state. Same with Texas. He'd at least keep it in the likely columns here. In New Mexico, I would probably put this as a safe blue state as well. I think he would do a bit better than Biden, and this state do better with independents, I would argue. Maine and New Hampshire, I would probably put these as both likely blue states, while Maine second probably just trends overall to the right, goes to Trump by over 10. Let's see. North Carolina and Georgia, those are interesting cases here. I'd probably put North Carolina as a tilt red state. I think Wes Moore would be able to energize black voters here. Probably do a bit better with independents than Joe Biden. In the state of Georgia, I actually think Wes Moore would probably be able to win just with the black turnout in this state. I think he would actually be able to pull it off here. So moving into Nevada and Arizona, I just think when you run a generic Democrat like Wes Moore, I think you'll be able to win Nevada and Arizona pretty easily just with independent voters. And then we're down to these four Rust Belt states. So I think Minnesota, I'd put it as about a 5-point Wes Moore victory, or maybe 6 percentage points. I think he would just underperform Biden a little bit from 2020. But I still think he would do pretty decent in the state of Minnesota. Michigan and Pennsylvania, I think Michigan probably would go lean blue in this scenario. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, it would be a tough one to predict, both of these two states. But I think Pennsylvania probably ends up going to Wes Moore still. I think it would probably do a bit better than Biden in the state of Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. I think Wes Moore would be able to get good black turnout for Milwaukee. It just depends on how well he does in the rest of the state, because I could see the rural areas trending a bit more Republican due to the urban/rural trend going in opposite directions due to polarization in America. So I think this would be one of the more closer states like Georgia and North Carolina in this prediction. But I think Wes Moore would be able to narrowly eke it out in Wisconsin against Donald Trump. Because again, you just look at Trump's favorability numbers, and it's pretty much on par with Joe Biden. So you run just someone who's a generic candidate, and they'll probably be able to beat Donald Trump. Or you run a generic Republican against a Biden, you'll probably be able to beat him. So again, it's just because Trump's just a less popular candidate or less favored candidate than Wes Moore would be as a generic Democrat in this scenario. So I think Moore would have a pretty decently sized victory here. But other than that, that's my prediction for Wes Moore v. Trump. I think Moore probably ends up winning the popular vote by 4% against Donald Trump. So that's pretty much my prediction on this scenario. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you're new to the channel, however, subscribing. If you have any video recommendations, I'll do them if they're interesting enough. But thanks for watching.